Today I want to teach you how to play one of my favorite garden games. It's called Herb Hide and Seek. You ever played it? It's so much fun. Seriously, you're gonna quit your Fortnite or Minecraft or whatever habit after you know about this one. Let's do it. Hello, my name is Nicole Burke and I'm on a mission to make gardening ordinary. That's what Gardenary is all about. So if you want to make gardening ordinary in your own life, you got to subscribe to our channel, okay? As soon as you do, email us at hello@gardenary.com because we have a free gardening resource that we're going to send right your way. So just give a little screenshot of your subscribe button and you're good to go. All right, today I got to show you my fun game called Herb Hide and Seek. It really is fun, seriously. So what I'm going to show you is how I grow my herbs in my kitchen garden. I've only got like 90 square feet of space, of growing space here, not including my pollinator garden. I'm sweating, can you guys tell? I'm getting that summer glow. Okay, so while I sweat, I'm also going to be hunting for my herbs. So I don't have just one herb bed. I have that in my backyard, but here in my kitchen garden, I like to have herbs kind of growing all the time. So I like to grow them mostly on the corners and the edges of my beds. So I thought it'd be fun if you and I could do a little hide and seek together. Now this rosemary is pretty out in front right now, but just a week ago when there were brassicas everywhere and lots of bolting plants, you definitely could not see this rosemary. But I'm gonna come in here. And these plants should really be growing and taking off right now. So I'm going to do just a little bit of cutting to encourage them to do that. Now, as you can see, I didn't cut it all the way to the base. I cut it right above a leaf node so that what they'll do is branch out and grow more leaves. That's what we want, more stems and more leaves, because we want to get as many of these herbs as we can right now in the summer, because when the sunlight becomes less, when the heat becomes less, these plants are gonna slow down and we're not gonna get nearly the harvest we could get right now in the middle of the summer. So I'm just harvesting these down right above a leaf node. Then I can bring these in, I can enjoy them in the kitchen, I can dry them and save them for the winter. There's all kinds of things I can do with them, right? So I have this rosemary from the back, but then I also have these rosemaries here, both growing on the edges. Now these have been crowded as well, but I'm just gonna go ahead and give a little snip to see if I can encourage some branching. I do want this rosemary to trail. This is a trailing type, as you can see. So I'm gonna give it just a little snip above the leaf node again. You're gonna hear the same thing again and again, but hopefully to give that some branching and get some more leaves off of that. So I've got all this rosemary, oops, just from these little corners of the bed. So next we're gonna do some chives. If you watch any of my gardening videos, you know that chives are basically the Kool-Aid. You know how they have that, isn't that, I don't know, it's like something about trying to get people to do bad stuff is like you let them drink the Kool-Aid. I don't know. Anyway, chives are kind of like the Kool-Aid of the garden. Like once you start growing these and you realize it's so easy, then it kind of hooks you, you know, and you want to do more, but in a good way. So got a little bit of chives. I can make a little herb flatbread with these, a little sauce, whatever. So already I've got chives and rosemary. Now I'm gonna find another herb right here, and this is flat leaf parsley, otherwise known as Italian parsley. So I'm gonna cut a little bit of this right here. You can see this is actually kind of trying to go to flower. So I'm gonna go ahead and snip that. I don't want it to bolt just yet. It's still pretty early in the growing season. So it may still bolt even after I did that, but we're gonna see if we can slow it down. I don't think I've harvested from this plant at all because I have more parsley in the garden. I'll show you in just a second. Oh wow, I do have a lot of parsley over here. So I'm gonna cut all this. Parsley is great, obviously to use fresh, but you can also cut it up and put it in like some oil. Y'all, I am seriously glowing right now. Put it in some oil and freeze it to use throughout the winter. I don't like dried parsley. I've tried it numerous times and I don't like it. So if you like it, tell me in the comments, but for me, it just hasn't worked out. All right, some more hide and seek, herb hide and seek. We're now gonna find this herb. Do you know what this one's called? It's right here hiding behind my wild lettuces and my cilantro. This, you could smell it if you were here with me. I wish you were. It's lavender. So same plant family, and again, I have it in the corners of my bed. So I'm just gonna cut this right above the leaf nodes and hopefully encourage this lavender to what do you call it? Bush out. This one's finally starting to bloom right here. So hopefully we'll get some more blooms soon and a lot more leaf growth. Now I've got the same thing over here, a little bit more hide. I try to make my hide and seek game a little bit easy. So basically once you find one on one side, you're gonna find one on the other side too, unless it died, which is the case of my parsley in the back. So I just cut and encourage more growth, and then I move along. So I try not to cut more than 1/3 of the plant at a time, but these are really doing well, and I can tell honestly, I think these are bushier than the rosemary, probably because I've harvested them more than I have the rosemary. Okay, moving along, we've got even more herbs hiding in this bed, believe it or not. So the next one is this cute little white flower here. This is chamomile. So chamomile is in the aster plant family, which is the lettuce family. This one's a little crowded, as you can see, but it's still doing well. I am actually going to cut off a good number of the stems to encourage it to bush out a little bit more. And y'all, oh my gosh, if you've never smelled this, it smells like apples. Truly, it smells like fall apples. So I'm gonna do a little chamomile. I can dry these flowers for some tea. Now I have another herb right here, right next to it, hiding. It's actually not hiding anymore. This is cilantro. And the cilantro is all bolted now. If you missed our video all about how to stop cilantro from bolting, you'll have to check it out. And clearly I lost the bolting game. So all this stuff is still edible. So even though it doesn't really look like cilantro anymore, these are all little coriander seeds. They will dry on this plant, but I actually love popping these off and putting them in my salad. So far I've got rosemary, parsley, chives, and lavender, and cilantro, and chamomile. And we've only been in 2 beds. So I'm gonna play a little bit more hide and seek. I don't think I have too many herbs here in the center. I do have more cilantro and chamomile. Is that about it? Let's see, any other herbs up here? Of course, more chives. And, oh, here's a new one. So here on the corner, I have some thyme. So thyme is similar growth habit to like oregano. You can see how it's just like a little carpet here. I love little sprigs of thyme. So I'm gonna cut a few of these. Try not to cut my finger off. I'm trying to hold all my harvest and cut at the same time. Hide and seek herb hide and seek is a challenging game, guys. All right, so I'm gonna cut a little bit more. And the thyme, I actually went all the way to the base to cut it because it's a little bit smaller. I have some over here as well. It's got some dead lettuce sitting on it, so that looks really appetizing. I'm sure you're impressed. Just don't mind that. And check out this thyme. So I'm not gonna harvest that one. Maybe I'll take a little cut. And now I know, since I played hide and seek, that I need to clean out that part of the garden. All right, moving forward, we're now in the front 2 beds. And what we've got left is actually a lot more stuff. So here on the edge, I'm gonna have to lay down my herb harvest here. Here on the edge, we've got some more parsley. See how we have to play hide and seek here? It's wild in here. So I'm gonna cut some of this curly parsley. We have a whole video about why I think you guys should grow more parsley. There's some curly parsley there, and I have some over here as well. We just harvested this last night. I have to tell you, it was so fun. We were having spaghetti, typical American meal, or Italian meal, I guess, that Americans like. And my daughter wanted to have parsley in her spaghetti. So she asked me specifically to go cut some from the garden. I should have sent her to do it. But we all had parsley, fresh parsley, all chopped up in our pasta. And it was so nice to have something green in our spaghetti dinner, you know what I mean? So parsley, curly parsley this time, not Italian. And the game continues. I think we have a few more herbs in here. So let me see. Of course, we have chives. I have chives in every bed. They're like a perfect companion. And I'm just checking to see if we have anything else. Oh, okay, here we go. Let's see if we have this over here where you can see it better. Here's some, okay, this is totally covered up. It needs more room. But this is some Thai basil. We're gonna take this cabbage out today and that'll give it a lot more space. But that is a Thai basil, kind of struggling to get some sun right now, but it's gonna take off this summer when we give it more space. I will harvest just one little sprig of this, of the flowers, to see if we can get it to pick up the pace, and also we can root these and get some more roots off the plant. On this side, we have a more typical basil. This is like a Genovese basil. Again, it's a little crowded in here, but that's okay. And it is going to flower. So we're gonna cut this one right here, take off that top, and we're gonna give a little bit more air and sunshine to that basil so it can do its thing. So I found some basil. Basil's gonna need a little bit more space, I think. And then is there anything else? Let's see. There is some marigold here. Marigold is actually a herb, believe it or not. You can make like a tea with it. I don't know if I can find one flowering for you. The kale, as you can see, is kaling me. I think these plants are coming out today, actually. Here's some more of that basil. These plants, actually, these ones look a little bit better. I'm gonna cut these here and see if we can get the plant to be a little bit bushier rather than so leggy. And then we do have one more flower here at the front. This is called a straw flower. I don't know if it would necessarily be called an herb, but it is fun and different and brings in beneficial insects into the garden. All right, my friends, I think that's about the end of our herb hide and seek. I do have a little bit of rosemary here again at the front on both sides. It needs more room, of course, like everything else. And then I have a little chamomile. Look, here's another little chamomile plant right here at the front. But that is how I like to grow my herbs. Now I have tons of herbs in my pollinator garden, but the fun thing is you can fit herbs in all the corners and spaces of the garden, especially the corners and the edges. So I hope this little game of herb hide and seek encourages you to grow more herbs. Fit them in around the edges of your beds. They bring in variety, great smells, flowers. All kinds of bees and butterflies love to eat from these, and it also makes your beds look so beautiful. And then you get to play the game herb hide and seek, which I just made up, and I'm sure it's gonna go viral. What do you think? Speaking of herbs, we teach you all about growing herbs inside the new membership, Gardenary 365. So if you've been around these parts for a while, you know that I encourage everybody to start growing first with herbs. And in Gardenary 365, you get full access to all of our Gardenary library, which includes an entire course dedicated to growing organic, delicious herbs, just like these. So you can check out Gardenary 365 by just putting it into your search bar, Gardenary 365, or going to the Gardenary website. 365 is here to support you and to give you coaching and instruction and help you build garden-centered habits every single day of your life. So here's to herbs, finding more spaces to put them in the garden, and playing hide and seek forever. Not forever, but for a good long while this summer. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.